Hi there, this is Spitfire with Game Mode 5, and today we're going to talk about setting up a Spout server. Now, hi there, this is Spitfire with Game Mode 5, and today we're going to be talking about setting up a Spout vanilla server. Now, for those of you unaware, vanilla is a re-implementation of Minecraft. What that means is that it re-implements a lot and or all of the game mechanics that we have in Minecraft on an entirely different system. The Spout dev team is hoping that this will be a little bit more extensible and be capable of a lot more than your regular Minecraft in the future. Now, the first thing that we're going to do to be able to set up one of these servers is we're going to need to install Java. Now, to be able to set up a Spout vanilla server, you only need Java 6 or above, but we're going to install Java 7 just to be on the safe side, and there are some performance benefits to doing this. So, from Google, all we have to do is type in Java 7 JDK. That stands for Java Developer Kit. We hit enter. Now, it's already taken us here, and we will select Java SE downloads. Now, here we will see Java SE 7 U7. You may see something else in the future. Don't worry about that. Now, we're actually going to go to this download button here. We will accept the license agreement, and we will choose the proper version of Java for our operating system. Now, I am running on an x64 or 64-bit machine. You may be running an x86 or 32-bit machine. How you can check to see which one applies to you: simply go to your Start ball on Windows 7 or Start on Windows XP. Go to Computer, right-click, go to Properties. In this window, it will actually show you System Type, and mine says 64-bit operating system. Yours may say 32-bit, and if you're on Windows XP or before, you may actually have to do a little bit more digging. I don't have an XP machine to show this to you on, so I do apologize. Now, we're going to go ahead and click the X here. Now, once we've done that, we will simply choose the download that suits us best. For my personal purposes, this will be x64. We will tell it to save the file. And through the magic of video editing, what would have been a 2-minute process only took us a few seconds. Now, we can double click here, or if you're not using Firefox, you can just simply go to the folder that it contains it, which mine would be Downloads, and double click there. We will run. Click Next. Leave all of this as default. Now, it is asking us to install this to C program files, Java JRE7. Now, that may be important in the future, but for right now, it is not. Now, we click Next and let this install itself. All right, now we will close. Once we have closed that, it will bring up in our default browser something inviting us to register our software. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will not be doing that. Now, one of the things that you always want to check when installing Java is if it installed to your path. Now, there's a few ways of doing this. The simplest would be to go to your start ball or start bar and type in cmd. Once you've done that, you should see cmd.exe appear here. We click on that. Now we just simply type Java negative version. If it comes back and says something similar to this, Java has been installed to your path. However, if it has not, or if it comes back with something you don't recognize, you may need to add Java to your path manually. How you would do that? On Windows 7, click your start ball. Go to Computer. Right-click and go to Properties. From here, you would click Advanced System Settings. At the bottom, you will see Environment Variables. Click this. Now, if you scroll down to where it says Path, you can edit this. And at the very end, you can add something to the effect of C, Program Files, Java, JRE7. Remember, that's the directory that it told us it would be installing to. You may want to check and remember what directory it is the installer told you it was going to be installing to. Seeing as ours worked, we will not need to do that. And it is very important that you always add that ending colon to it, as you see right there. All right, we're going to click Cancel and Cancel because ours worked right out of the box. The next thing that we're going to do is set up what's called a start or run.bat. In order to do that, on our desktop or in a location of your choosing, we would right-click, go to New, Folder. We're going to call this Spout. We hit Enter, and as you can see, it's created a folder for us. Now, we have this folder, but we're not ready to do anything with it quite yet. We're going to right-click and go to New. We're going to tell it to create a text document. We're actually going to hit our left arrow a few times and remove all the text. Now, put in start.bat and hit Enter. It's going to prompt you that this file may become unusable if you don't know what you're doing. We're going to click Yes. And as you can see, the icon also changed. We're going to right-click and go to Edit. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create a batch file, or more like a command that the computer runs in order to be able to run our server that we will set up later. What we'll want to do is we'll want to type in the @ symbol, the word echo, a space, the word off, hit Enter, type in Java, space, the negative sign, jar, space. Now we're going to type in Spout with a capital S, .jar. Now, some resources that you see online may actually have you add a star right here. That's actually treated as a wild card, which means that if you were ever to put in a Spout jar with numbers or letters after Spout and before that period, it would be treated the same as if it did not have that. If you're running on a beta or a Jenkins build, that may come in handy, so you may want to have that. we're going to hit the enter button, and we're going to type in the word pause. Now, we're going to go to File and Save. All right, there we go. Now we're going to close this. Now that start file right now does us absolutely no good. However, if we go back to our browser, we are going to go to get.spout.org/dev/spout.jar. Now, once we enter that into our browser bar, we hit enter. Now, we save this file. Now, once this is completed, if you're using Firefox, simply right-click and go to Open Containing Folder. If you're not, something along those lines should do fine. Now, we just simply copy that jar. And we go back to our folder that's on our desktop, and we put it in place. Now, there are two different ways to be able to do this. One school of thought will simply tell you to double-click the start.bat. All right, this is actually telling us that there are no loaded worlds and that we don't have a plugin for the server itself to run. That's fine. We'll hit any key to continue. That will close it. Now, as you can see, this actually created a few different folders and files for us. The one that we're interested in is this one here, the one that says plugins. Now, what we'll do from here is we will go back to, and what we'll type in is get.spout.org/dev/vanilla.jar. Once we've typed that in, we hit enter. And we are presented with another jar download. Simply hit save file. And as you can see, my download has completed. Now, we will go to the containing folder. We will copy it, close this, go back to our folder. Now, the vanilla jar goes right inside the Spout plugins folder. Now, when we double-click the start.bat, as you can see, we got much different. There we go. We got much different results. All right. We're going to go ahead and stop the server by typing the word stop. Now it tells us to press any key to continue. That will end the entire session. Now, earlier I mentioned that there were two different schools of thought on how to do this, as far as running your start.bat. The other way would be to go to start. Then type in cmd, bring up your command prompt, and then do cd space desktop, and then cd space spout. Whichever way makes you feel comfortable, that's how you should start your server. After you're here, you would then type in start.bat, like this. And as you can see, again, the server is running. We will stop it. and press any key to continue. The strength of doing it this way is that after you stop the server, you still have this window open for debug purposes or for possibly copying and pasting errors if you're making bug reports. Now, we're going to close this. Our Spout server is officially set up, using vanilla as its first and only plugin at this point. Configuration options are found in the config folder, as you would imagine. There are a lot of things that are new to setting this up, and there's definitely a lot to play with. I hope I've been of help to you. I'm Spitfire with Game Mode 5. Like, subscribe, comments please.